Well, so I'm at Google, my time's running out there, and I knew I had to get back in the startup game. The trouble was I didn't really have an idea, so I needed to figure out what that was. And I started thinking, okay, well, while I wait for my light bulb to turn on, I'm going to figure out how to make startup companies more successful. Meaning, I'm going to figure out how to make my odds of success the next time around go up. So you start doing the research, and you learn that there's just a lot of stuff that you do here that you can do generically that applies to not just one company, but to a lot of them. And as a result of that, Launch Factory was born.
Well, basically, when we looked at the record of a lot of startups in the industry, what we found is that most of them didn't fail because the idea was bad or anything like that. They failed because of business execution reasons. So when we started to think about Launch Factory, we looked at those list of reasons and thought, well, this is why these companies fail, and we believe we can address that through processes, through strong due diligence, and through finding great founders and coaching them into management excellence.
Yeah, at Launch Factory, we want to make the best startup companies the world has ever seen, and we're not shy about that ambition. So what we do is we take a hard look at what actually drives success in startup companies, and we replicate that here, and we replicate that across our entire portfolio of companies.
I think the main goal of Launch Factory at the highest level is to create 4 companies per year in perpetuity, or at least initially. And the reason I say that is kind of at a higher level is that what we really want is from those companies, we want to see a lot of success. So we want founders to come in and have an opportunity to start a company. We want these companies to grow. We want them to compete successfully in really major marketplaces, hire as many employees as possible, and ultimately then exit and provide really strong revenues and growth back to Launch Factory.
Any intern that wants to work here, if we were looking for people that are passionate about startup companies and want to really understand how they tick. So you come here, the work's going to be hard, but it's going to be very rewarding because you're going to find out what ground floor looks like at lots of different startup companies.
Yeah, so I think basically I look for 3 things in any intern. The first is just work ethic. Are they going to be able to come in and work hard and do really well on anything we give them? Second is a willingness to work in an ambiguous situation. So most of our interns work very independently, often. We kind of give a high-level overview of what we're looking for and what the end goal should look like, and we expect interns to go and execute against that. And then we'll review and iterate as needed. I think then the third thing is attention to detail, because what I've found is that when the interns come in and they start working, particularly in that environment where, like I said, it's a little ambiguous and they have a general direction, what we see from them is the people who can pay very close attention to detail and review their own work and make sure that everything, kind of all the
So I'm one of their due diligence interns. I'm a graduate intern here at Launch Factory. We vet different business ideas and help the owners to identify which might be the most successful business opportunity to go with.
So right now I'm part of the due diligence team at Launch Factory, and I've been helping them just kind of go over and kill these different business ideas to see which ones they want to pursue in the fall for their founder recruitment process. So when I started, we had 5 companies, and now we're down to 2, and it's been a great ride.
I love that we get to see everything from a very top-down kind of view, very opposite from what you see at a lot of internships where you're kind of cornered into one little space and that's like what you're in charge of. Here we get to see a lot of different things, from financials to different marketing strategies and an overall business strategy.
Every day is different. That's been my favorite part. When I come into work, I have a new set of tasks, and I just get to work and be exposed to so many different types of things I never would have learned at school. For example, like the biggest thing that when I first started was I was a part of the needs validation test for a lot of the different business plans that they had, and so I actually physically had to go out and interview people in random places. So like, for example, I went to like Liberty Station, or I went to like Hillcrest. I went to the mall, just like asking people for a few seconds of their time for some research, and that was really cool.